Hello guys, in this video recording or in this session, I want to demonstrate how to design a web page using HTML and CSS from a prototype. Basically, I'll be taking a prototype, something like this. I think this is enough. Then I will just start from scratch. I will be doing the thinking while you just see me coding. I will start from planning. How do I want to go about this? So I'll create a folder for the project. I will add the HTML, the CSS, a lot of assets, the fonts, the images, and so on and so forth there. So the aim of doing this is to at least expose you to what goes on in your head when you want to design your website. What are the things you need to consider, the best practices. I will try as much as possible to test whatever will come out at the end of this session. We'll try and test it to just make sure that we are actually following the best practices in web design. So without wasting much of your time, let's just get started. So I'll be reproducing this using the HTML and CSS. As you can see, it's just a page. It's just like an exhibition style page. And the first thing where you want to start web design is to actually do some analysis, do some planning. Uh, so I'll be doing that right now. So first, if you look at this is like the banner, or just call it the header, and this is the logo, this is the links, and that's that. And this is the body, or you can see the content. The content is just in like two column. We have some here, we have some here, and there are some images here. So I think I have what I need, but we don't have a footer here, which I think we might need to have it, but at least we are just following this uh, word for word, design to design. We'll start from the top and just go with that. So after the planning, you just need to generate the HTML part of it. You make sure that you have basic things as far as HTML is concerned. You have the head, you have the logo, you have the link, um, you have all this image there, you have all this text there. So I'll be doing that. To do that, here is my Visual Studio Code. So I'll just open my terminal. The shortcut key on Windows is Control key plus uh, tilde, and this is it here. So I'll just I think I'll normally have my project here. I'll seed into code. I'll seed into NORAF, and then from NORAF I can just make big directory. This is just like how to make it. I can see HTML. I'll just say design web page. It doesn't matter. I'll seed into design web page. So that's it here. So I'll open it in Visual Studio Code. I'll use this code dot code space full stop there. This we just load Visual Studio Code. We load this folder for me, so I'll continue from there. You might not be able to get that by default in Mac, but this is Windows. You might need to do some setup before you get this option there. So I'll press my enter key. Before you know it, you will see my folder opening in another window of Visual Studio Code. So I'll close the previous one so that we have this and maximize this. So now the first thing we need to have to plan, I think the first thing is just to make sure that you get some yes, we need the index.html here, index.html here. Good. And apart from that, I think we need to get some assets. And I told you what asset means is just the icons, the image, the logo, the in fact the font family and what have you. So we just like to try to just understand it there. This is one. First, let's just try and get all the images here. This is one image. And to get the image is not very difficult. From Figma, so I need to just mention that you select the image you want to pick. Say this, for instance, I don't double click this, open, and it's already loaded. Let's see. It looks like it doesn't want to load there. So it's coming back now. Uh, yeah, this is it. So this is it here. I have the image here. I can decide to just pick this here. So if you pick this, you can come to design tab here and scroll to the bottom. You can export. You can see I'm exporting with PNG. I think PNG is just like the nice one that I would like to just go with. You can go with SVG, but I'm going to with PNG anyway. So you can export it out, then you can see. But to be sincere with you, I have all the images here already. I have the banner, I have the each of the image. You can see there are four images here. I just saved it as image one, image two, image three. So I wouldn't like to just save it again, so I will just cancel here. So the next thing I have to just do is another asset we should just focus on is like these fonts of everything. So let's just go and check it. You can check the font here. You can see this is the font family. Matsera is the name of the font. It is a Google font, so you don't need to worry about checking if it is type safe or something like that. So I will move on with that, and I want to check the font of this as well. It's also the same thing, but like a different variant, like the semi bold. I think the font weight is a bit different. So I want to consider that as we are moving on. So let me go come back here. I will create images, a folder images. So I'll get all the assets from my maybe download. Yeah, you have it there. They are here. So I'm picking everything. Just four of them, just the four recent one. So I will just like copy and come back to documents, code, and narrow. So what's the name of that? I think let me go back here. The name of this is design web page. I need to just load this. Go design web page. I'm coming back here. Design web page. This is it. I'm going to put everything inside image here. So what I'm just doing is just like I'm just trying to just prepare everything. I have all the image I need first, so that I wouldn't like to just be going back and forth. I want to get all the possible assets in there in my project. So I'll close this. You come and open it here. You have all the images here. So I think the next thing to just do here is, believe me, I will not. In fact, let's just try and create CSS anyway. If I for CSS, I love CSS. So just like that, I will not add anything there because we want to focus on the HTML part of it. So that's it there. Then another thing I think I should just point out, which you guys might consider not as important anyway, is that then this page is exhibition page. So I think it's good to just name it instead of index.html. I'll just name it as exhibition. So that's it. So I need to get the a basic HTML template. So to do that, I can just like go with exclamation mark. So as you can see, image abbreviation. Image is an extension that comes by default with Visual Studio Code. So it helps you to generate a lot of templates. It makes you work very faster. So if you just type like exclamation mark and press your tab key, you get some templates here. This is very nice because it makes you work faster. But I would say that you shouldn't rely on it like that, because anything can happen to that extension any day. And do you want to just get stuck because something is not working? So what I normally do is that if I generate some code, I would like to just like take some step further to actually understand every little code generated, so that anything can happen to the extension, I will still have to just write it by myself. So I will not get stuck there. So let's just try and understand what this template is all about. This is just like the doc type HTML. This is telling the browser or any engine trying to just do that. This document you are loading is a document, but this is document, its type is HTML. As you can see, exclamation doc type and HTML. Remember, doc type is in capital letter here. Then you have an extension here, HTML extension, which HTML. This is the opening tag. This is the uh, dressing extension, the HTML element. So this is the opening tag and this is the closing tag here. Then one thing to need to pay attention is this. This is the lang attribute. You have to have this to the HTML opening element, opening tag or opening element. So what this lang is saying is that this document is an HTML, yes, but the content is written in English. If you want something that you can just go with French, you can go with Arabic or whatever there. So this is just English here. So the next is the head element here. In this head element, most of the content you have in this element are not what you just display your page. I think the least one you see is this title. Title is just what you see. Let me just come back here. If I place my cursor here, whatever I receive back. You can see that something like that tooltip, like module one checkpoint neural front end development, is the tooltip. I mean, is the title. So and it's meant to be unique to a particular page. Each page should have a unique one. So I'll first of all make sure I say exhibitions page or something like that. So another thing you see here is this message access UTF-8. This is just like specifying or trying to just tell the browser that this file you are meant to use the type of character encoding you should use. So we have a vast number of character encoding, but we are specifying UTF-8. This is just most of the time a web page you just use this. And so what this is saying, another one is this HTTP equals XUA compatible, blah blah blah. You see content IE. You can see this is like IE Internet Explorer Edge. This is just like trying to just like add some compatibility to other versions of Internet Explorer. So there might be some new elements that we are going to use in this document. So whereby Internet Explorer, Internet Explorer is somehow backward anyway, but we're not talking about Edge. So you have to just like make sure that whatever you're adding in this page is compatible to there. So this is there. If you don't have it, things still work unless that you now find yourself your page display on an older version of Internet Explorer. So that's it. Then this part here is very important. This actually says a lot about how responsive your web page is. As you can see, this is the meta. The name is viewport. We are just trying to just like define the viewport and the content. We are saying yes, the content should be the width of this page should be the width of the device. If you are viewing on a mobile device, you can see just take down width just by default, you just take up the space, the width of that device. If you are viewing it on a laptop or on a desktop or an iPad and what have you. So as you can see here, there's another thing you should pay attention. The content has like a string as its value. You can see this is a value. You can see there is a command there. You specify the width and you say it's for the device width. And you specify initial scale. What exactly is this? This is just like the zoom size by default when you just load the page. Zoom size, if you go on your phone, you can zoom, you can shrink it, you can zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out. So when by default we are going to 100%. So we don't want to go like 200%, 300%, or 50%. We are going with 100%. So that's 1.0 there. Um so that's that about head, and this is the body where we have the content. Whatever you have within the body is what you see here. Whatever you see here, everything you see here, everything you see here is whatever you have in the body. They start from here down to that bottom. So that's about that. So now we need to now like design the skeletal statement system of this page. We need to come up with the header. We need to come up with the what do we call the content here. So I'll just go with this. So first, I will lay out the structure. I will come with header. I can just say, maybe I should just show you something. I can say header. I can say header with an ID. Uh, Let me say this. You can see it just generates it for me. This is coming from image abbreviation as well. It's an extension just like I mentioned. So I can just say header, or let me just come back and say Control Z, Control Z. I want to go again. I'll say this. I'll say main header. So as you can see it now. So you just need to specify it. If you want to, let me just say Control Z again. If the pound sign indicates div, why the dot sign indicate class? Let me go with that main header. You can see it here. So it's very simple. So you know what you are doing there. So that's it. But I would prefer to have like a kind of ID, because ID is just to uniquely identify each element there. Class can be for styling, but if you want to uniquely identify an element, you go with ID. In most cases, you see when you are doing JavaScript, you have to target with ID. Though you can target with class, but in most cases you go with that because ID is just like a kind of identification for particular element there. So I'll go with main header. Even though with that you can still use ID in styling as well. So I'm going with that there. So okay, I have a logo, I have a div here, and that div and the div too can have like a kind of a ID because I want to have, you say div ID. I will say logo wrapper. Okay. What's the let me just come back here. The logo is just like a text. So Skyward, I can just use something like that. So I can say Skyward. So that's it about that there. Then I have a link. Moment. Was it okay? I have some links here. As you can see, we have home, about, visits, and exhibition. I'll be working on that. But before I move on there, what exactly is a header? Header is like a HTML5 semantic element. Let me just say, I think it's a structural element. So it's a semantic kind of HTML element. What that means is that you use header anytime you want a wrapper for an introductory part of your page. For instance, now this header is introducing what I'm about to have inside this body. So it's logical to have like this header here. It's just like adding some extra meaning. I can use div, but as far as HTML5 is concerned, this is semantic for it, header there. So the same way I use header, I would like to use nav. Let me just say this. I will say I need a nav. So with an ID, because this is my main nav. So I will go with main nav here. I can have a kind of UL inside. Inside the UL, I can have like a kind of ID as well. I can say main list. So inside this, I can have li, and I have three li. I have three li here. Then inside this, I can have a kind of a let me say blank. So this is it now. Look at how beautiful image is just helping me. I just wrote like just a line, and it got me like how many lines? Like 7 or 8 of them here. So it's just as simple. I can just, you can watch it back and just see there. So this is the ID of this nav. I have this there, and this is the link here. It's just blank, 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 blank. Do I want to have anything here? I would say I don't want to have anything here for now. I will use pound sign. I will use pound sign there. So that's it there. Well, another thing you should pay attention is that Visual Studio helps you with some tips to actually go with web accessibility. So I hope you guys understand what web accessibility is all about. It's just how accessible your content is. So something is actually telling me something. As you can see, this is underlined in a kind of a yellow kind of underline here, zigzag line. So if you place your cursor, you see provide a descriptive text in between the tag. So it's just saying that I have to provide a text here. So as you can see, I have home here. So that will be gone. I have about here, about. I have visit, and I think I have the last one. I'll just use which is exhibition, exhibition there. So that is it about that. So I think for now, can we just like see what this looks like here? Mind you, this is what we're working towards, and I'm just starting. So we have the next section, we have the logo, we have the link, and the links. So that's all for that. The next thing we should just focus on what is happening here. Okay. So how do I go about that? I can just come down here. I'm no more in the header section, so I'm going with main. This is another HTML5 structural element. It's also a semantic element anyway. So it's just like a the main content is a wrapper to wrap the main content of a web page. So we go with this. So what do I want to have here? I think I have. I think I should have like a kind of ID. I would say main, uh, main content or main container, anything. Let me just say main content here. Then I can have like a kind of article. Why do I call it article? Article is just like a self. Let me just say a self-explanatory kind of content. As you can see, that page is for exhibition, so I don't need to have section. Section is just like to group the content of a page into different segments. But this everything I'm having in this page is for exhibition, so it's logical to have an article and not a section there. So that is just that I'll just come with article. Then in the article, I can just have like a article. I can have like some div here. I think there are six. My phone. Okay, I think I need like six here. So I have all of them here. So if I come back to this, mind you, as I'm just going back and forth from my web browser to my Visual Studio Code. So that should be the workflow there. So I have image, text, image, text, image, text. So I'll go with that. I have an image here. I'll say image. Let me put this image, src. Now, let me say equals to. I really don't know. I think I can put. I have the image already. I can just say images first image, which is image one. It's good to always have this alt key, alt attribute rather. I can say the image of the first. Mention the first image. Just make it to be descriptive anyway. It doesn't matter. So I can have this like a kind of paragraph here, and inside the paragraph, I can have like a Laura Ipsum here. Mind you, look at it. This is lorem. It's just like a kind of a default like a template text that you can just work with if you really don't know have something to just type there. So and it is just coming from email abbreviation as well. So I will just press my tab key. I have it there. So I like to just like repeat it in 3 times. So I have something good enough to represent to cover enough space there. So the same thing I'm doing here, I'll just copy this code. So I'll put it here because it's image text, image text, image text. So it's another one. But instead of this, I'm having like image two. I hope that is correct, image two. And this will be my second image. Just make sure that this thing is descriptive. I mean, this is just unique to that particular image, this auth attribute here. So I'll do almost something similar anyway, and just say ptag lorem ipsum do 1 2 3, and that's it again. I'm coming back here. I'll go with image again, but this time around is image 3. Then the description will be the third image. So lastly, I'll come down here and do paragraph again, then go to the revision from image, and that's it. I'll repeat it in 3 times, and that's it there. So it's as simple as that. So let's go and see how everything is shaping. As well, you can see now we have the basic content, we have the header, we have the main. So I think it's now time for us to like move into the CSS part of it. Mind you, I start from planning first. I plan it. I go to the Figma, the prototype of Figma, and try to analyze it. I gathered all the assets, the fonts, and what have you. I gathered the fonts, I gathered the image, the banner, and what have you there. So I think there is before we move on to CSS, let's talk about the font family. So the font family here, or if you are conversant with this before, to get a font family to a page, you have to just add the link here, or you find your way. You can add this actually, you can add it to the CSS, but I think for that Google Fonts is still something you can just add here. So what I will just do here is that I will just go to like, let me go to an empty disk and say Google Font Montserrat. So I think we have it already here. Yeah, it looks like I've opened it before. So this is it here. This is here. And if you don't even have it before, you can search. You can come here and say month, Sarah or something like that. So this is it here. So as far as I'm concerned, there are variants of all these things there. As you can see, there is regular, you have them there. You can see 1000, italic. We have them many. So I want to get everything. So it looks like everything has been selected before, as you can see it here. So this is it here. I have everything selected. If you want to remove any one of these, for instance, if I want to remove scene 100, I can just come here and say remove it. So I can bring it back. So that's it there. So I have everything. That's not all. If you look at this section, this section is saying use on the web. How do you use it? You can go with link or you import it. So you can import it inside your style or you just link it to your HTML. So I think I will go with this. So and to go with this, you just need to just pick up all these links and just copy it and then just go and get it there. And this is how you go about it, how you use it in your CSS if you go with this format. But if you go with this format, it's very simple. All you just need go pick this to your inline styling element in HTML and just go with this format when you are using it in the CSS. So that's it. I'm going with this. I've copied it. I'll come to the web page. Then this is the section here. I'll just paste it there. I'll come back and see what is going on. So I think I need to like format this perfectly. Another thing I should do is that I need to link this CSS file here to this. So to link it, you just to start with link. I will say rel. Rel is always style sheet. Okay. Then a href, which is just pointing to the direction where the file is located. I will say styles. What is it? It should work anyway, but we can test this anyway. So this is it here. So now go back here and just confirm that everything is still how it's supposed to be. Like if I place my cursor on this, you see that I have like the title on it. I have the header, I have the main, so that's it. So now I'm very confident that we are moving on to styling now. So start with styling. We have the style.css. It can be anything, but it's just that this is just it can be index.css or anything there. So this is what I have here. So now, first of all, to actually tell that because I just link it, I don't know if that is correctly linked, so I need to just test it. So to test it, you can just come down here and just like say body. I'll just change the background color of the body to say red and see if that works. Good, that is working. It's just for testing, so I'll clear everything. So if you want to start styling your page, what do you do first? First, you need to actually like do a kind of style reset. What do I mean? Is that there are some styling that comes with browser. Each browser has some styling, some inbuilt styling. So why do they have it there is that sometimes some element might not have like the proper styling from who actually designed the web page or the website. So what browser does is that if you don't style a particular element, browser has its own way of interpreting it. So what the challenge there is that as time goes on, you discover that a page, if you view it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 web browser, you discover that there are some difference between the page, same page but different layout or different font or different font size and what have you. So that is not actually a good user experience. If you go to Facebook, whether you are on Facebook on mobile phone, on iPad, on your laptop, you have the same feel. So a way of make sure that users have similar experience across browsers, across devices. So it's just to make sure that you have a reset. So to do a reset, I can just do a kind of a select all selector here. I will just come down here. One of the things we normally do here is that to reset the padding. I will just say padding. Whatever padding is coming from the browser, I want to set everything to 0. I'll be setting my padding by myself. Whatever I need margin, I'll be setting by myself. I don't want anything from browser. So I've been able to do this. Another thing you should do here as well is this to set the font. Maybe I should just say to set you can set it here. Some people set it in the body and the HTML, but you can also set it here anyway. So maybe I should just like try and just set it anyway. So if you come down here, because this might not be your case, but let me just tell you why I want to set it there. Look at this. This is Montserrat. This is Montserrat. This is another one. It's also Montserrat. So it's logical to set all elements to have font family that I'm having there. So I can easily come down here. If you come back to this and see how we are using this, so I can just give the font family Montserrat and sans serif. So what this thing means, let me just paste it first. I want to just explain what that thing is saying. You see, this is font family, and we have like two different font family specified. This is coming from Google font, but sometimes something can happen to Google whereby the browser will not be able to load this font. So we want to have a fallback kind of a font family. So that is this. This normally is not from. This is just available, virtually all browsers. So you don't need to worry about that. So the next thing to do is to do HTML, comma body, and this. Let me tell you, the HTML is in fact, let me just say, virtually all elements in HTML is a selector in CSS. So what I'm saying is that HTML is an element, body is an element. I want to set some style there. So if you look at it, I have a kind of comma here. This comma is just like saying that whatever you have, whatever property, CSS property I have here, will be applied to HTML and the body. So I hope that is understood. So what I'm just going to do here is I will set the width. I can set the width to like 100%. What I'm saying is that the HTML and body should be 100%, nothing like that. And I think we can do some stuff here too. I can just set like there's what we call box sizing. Yeah, what box sizing simply means is that it's all about how browser interprets sizing in sizing as far as your page is concerned. What do I mean is that if you have a box, say you have a box here, or let me just see. Okay, say I have a box here, and see I can set padding, we can set margin, and basically padding is within a box. When you pad something, the pad should be within a box, the margin should be outside it. In fact, let me just like demonstrate it better. What do I do? What do I do? Okay, no problem. I'll right click this, inspect it. I just want to use editing, so because this is like telling you the best practices. I want you to understand something as far as this is concerned. What do you, okay, good. Look at this. I'm selecting this, okay, and if you scroll to the bottom here, you see something. Okay, look at this. This is telling us a bit of dimension and sizing information about this particular element I selected. It's saying that the position is 0, 0, 0. Where is it? Then the padding is outside it, so you can see it's 0. Then we have border. Then after border, we have padding. Padding is within it. You can see it's just the green area. Then this is the content here. Okay, so this is it. So box size is just talking about how do you want to arrange this. So basically, if you set, say, the width of this thing is 100%, or for instance, let's just say it's 20 pixels, and you set the padding to be, let me come back here and make it like a, if I set, say, I have something, let me just like put a kind of comment here. Say I set a box of width 20 pixels, and I set the padding to like 5 pixels, okay, and I set the margin to like 5 pixels. I hope you are getting what I'm trying to say now. So if you have something like this, so there are some decisions that browsers normally make. Browser needs to make decision that I know the box is of width 20%, 20 pixels rather. So the padding, should I add the padding to this, or I should deduct the padding from this 20 pixels? We know that margin is outside the box already, so we don't need to stress ourselves about that. So let me just use it. So we are deciding that should in fact, not just that, the border as well. Let's say the border is 1 pixels, or let me say 2 pixels, 2 pixels solid, right, or something like that. Good. So the browser has like some decision to make to decide if this padding and this box size, the border should be deducted from this 20 pixels or should be added to it. So if you say box sizing is set to border box, it means that this pix padding and this border should be deducted from 20. So meaning that the available content, the available space for the content to occupy will be maybe, let's say, the width, right? We are saying padding. Padding is padding right and padding left. Okay, that's 10. So we have 10. That is 20 pixels minus 10 pixels, and that is not all. For border as well, which is 2 in the right, 2 in the left, we have to say minus again, minus 4 pixels. So at the end of the day, the content, the available space inside this box will be is the available space inside this cell will be 20 minus 14, which is like 6 pixels for the content to occupy. So if you do this, this is what you're saying. But if you don't have this, say by default, if you don't set box size, you have uh, this value. This is the default value, content, this thing. So what this thing does is that we just add 10 pixels plus 20, uh, 4 pixels plus 20. That will give us 34 pixels. So the issue with that of a thing, the fact that you need to understand box size is that you'll be able to actually tell or dictate the responsiveness or what part of your page do you want to cover with a particular element. So if you are not very careful, you don't state this, it means that if you in your mind you might set an element to be 220 pixels. At the end of the day, you just discover that it's not 20%, it's 34 pixels. So that will actually impact the layout of your web page because you have no idea where the rest of this is coming from. So as time goes on, you understand it better. I just want to like throw some light on that. So I'll be setting it that what I'm saying here is that all box model element so should have border box. So that is that about that. So I think I have this. So what else do we want to set here? I think this is just the basic thing that we want to set here. We've set the font family, we've set this. So let's check what are we having in this. Good. But we are actually moving. I've already set the font family. So everything is looking as if it's falling in place for me. And you can see there is no more something like border or there is no margin. Everything is just like pure. If I want border, I will add it myself. So now, I think I have done this. So the next thing is that I need to lay out things with my CSS. So there are different ways you can lay out in CSS. It's either you go with Flexbox or you go with CSS Grid. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't use to because both of them they are just tools. So you can either go with one or you can go with one or you use both of them. So believe me or not, if you are working in a team or you are working on a bigger project, a big project, believe me or not, you might not want to stick with one. So it's very possible that in a website or in a project you use CSS uh, grid, you use Flexbox, you use like a kind of hybrid kind of layout. So that's what I'll be doing. I will try as much as possible to just use it. Okay. So then that's first. The layout, the responsive layout there, how do I want to go about it? For me, I would like to go from mobile first, meaning that I'll be doing my styling, thinking of how does it look like in a small screen device. So let me just wait. So as you can see, so I'll be targeting this. Mind you, we don't have like a kind of a prototype for mobile viewer, so I'll just be using my understanding to just go with that. So what do I want to do there? What I want to do is that I will have everything laid out here. Then on a mobile screen, I don't want to have the link shown. I'll be replacing the links with a kind of hamburger icon. Then the hamburger icon on click will show the links there. So how do I begin? So first, I would like to just have everything side by side so that as I'm doing it. So my target is on this. So what I want to do is that this is like the header, and I would like to just have a kind of the banner on the header. Some people will go with having the banner as an image, but I think that is not okay. Okay, so I will just like come down here and say something like this. I'll set it as the background of that header. I'll say header main header. So I can just first of all set the width and say see width should be 100%. I want it to just span across that. And I will say that background. Oh, I don't need background. I just want to specify background. There are different ways you can specify the background. You can use background, you can use background color, you can use background or background color, yeah. So because I'm going with this, I will just stick with I'll say URL. This is how you go about using it. URL, then I will just say images, then banner. So I have it there. So let's just see what is going on here. And it's good, you can see. Do you see things here? And let me see again. Okay. something is like not really working fine. My expectation is that I should have everything span from here down to this place, and it is not. So I would like to just inspect from here. I'll come down here. Oh, I think it's working, but something is not actually working fine. Believe me or not, if you look at it, everything is just like on this page. Yeah, everything. Let me just do something here. If I place my cursor here, you can see everything is between here and here, except that the images. The images is actually going outside this. So I think the first thing we need to do here is that to target all the images. I would say because I want all images to be responsive. So it's good to actually do that here. To make images responsive, you just need to like set a kind of max width for them. Set the max width to like 100%, that you must not grow beyond 100%. So what I would not say is that the width should be uh, auto and the height should be auto. What auto makes is that go with the default size that comes with that. So if I want to adjust, if I want everything to have the same width, the same height, so I'll just go to my like maybe Photoshop or any tools, just design that and just bring it back here. So what do we have now? You can see this is working perfectly, please. It's good to actually go with this format. Make sure that all the image, you can see I'm not actually doing much right now. All I'm just going like one step at a time. So I'm saying that all images in my page should be responsive. To make it responsive, you need to specify just 3 lines of code or CSS code. Max width, and height, and that's it. I can decide to specify the height and the width, but I'm just leaving it like go with the exact sizing that is coming from the image here. So I'm not altering that again. So that is that. First, is this thing actually responsive at all? You can see it's responsive. I don't have any horizontal scroll bar here. I'm only having like vertical scroll bar. If I scroll from now down, you can see this is like a big screen anyway, but we're not going there. So I'll go back to my responsive. So that is it. So that is the first part of it. I think another thing I need to specify here is that I need to specify color. I can say color. How do I get my color? I will come back to my what's it called? I'll come back to Figma. I will select this, so I should get the color. This is the hexadecimal code for the color. I'll copy it, bring it back. I'll just say this. Okay, so that's it. I should be using CSS variable here, but I think right now I don't need it because I'm not actually repeating anything. So CSS variable is a way of like avoiding repetition, value repetition in your CSS. So it makes you maintain your code better. But right now I'm not repeating anything, so I'll just go with that. Except that it looks like I'm repeating 100% here. So can I just like use it? But let's just leave that. As time goes on, we'll come back to it. If I have a very cogent reason why I need CSS variable, I'll bring it back to you. So that is that about that. What else do we need to do? I will come back here and see. Okay, I need to make sure that everything is this skyward is center. So to make it center, I'm going to go with like flex box. I will say display flex, and that's not how I will say justify content. I will say it to be center. Am I actually doing that already? Yeah. Oh, this is not what I need. By default, let me explain what is happening here. By default, when you set a container to be displayed to flex, the direction is automatically row. So when I say justify content, I'm just like centering in the row line. So whereas I wanted to set to center on the vertical line, okay. So what do I do? I'm not going to go with justify content. I will go with align item. So I think we should have something. So this is it now. I have this. So I think we've been able to have this. And now another thing we should focus on is that we have if you come back here, we have this center here. But mind you, this is for bigger screen. So what I'm working towards here is like a small screen. So I shall have this link somewhere around here, but it should not be visible. I should have like a kind of hamburger icon doing that. So how do I go about that? First of all, I will just like come here and do justify content. Justify. I'll do justify content. I just want to. I'll say space between. Space between is just like to say that we're having a space between all the elements here. So I think this is looking good now. Um, so the next thing I need to do, I will start styling this. First, I would like to have like a kind of hamburger icon here. So to have a kind of hamburger icon, I think I need font awesome to do that. Font awesome is like providing some icon. So I would like to just go with font awesome link. I think let me go with this font awesome link. So I just want to pick it. I don't want to just stress myself here. I'm picking it from Stack Overflow. Just the link here. So if you want to add font awesome to your web page, you can get this link. More like the way we got Google Fonts. So I'm going to come down here. I'll go to exhibitions.html. I can just like add it here. So it looks like we are having that. So that's not all. I need. Okay, I think I need to reformat this. Good. That's not all. I think I need to have like the icon around here. I will come down here and pick and say again. Want of some let me say hamburger icon. This bar icon, does it look like hamburger? I think if you look like it, I will just go with it. Hmm. Good. I think we can use this. So I'll just copy this. Just click on it. This is React. This is Vue. Well, we're talking about HTML. I'm picking this. I'll come down here and paste it there. Let's see if that is showing at all. Yeah, it's showing. So well, good to go there. So what I need to now do is that the next thing is just to make sure that we don't have this thing render by default. If you come to this page, we don't want to have the link. Instead, we want to have this hamburger icon showing. So what do we go about this? We have to come back to, but let me just try and inspect here. I'll come back to body. This is a header. This is this. So we want to hide this. To hide this, you can just come here and say display to none. Okay. So that is actually working. But then the header doesn't have a height, so you can see everything just shrink to. So I can just like let me just set like a kind of height. Say I should be like 150 pixels. Oh, this is bigger. I'll come back, bring it down, bring it down, bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. I think 100 is okay. I don't know. 100 pixels. Does that sounds like something that we want to do? Maybe we should just bring it down a bit more. 90 is okay. All right. So this is what I'm going to do now. First, I'll go back to where is style. I'll come back here, specify the height. Height. I would say height should be 90 pixels. Okay. Then I will say I will target the main list. I know if that is correct. So I will say display none. Okay. Then another thing we might want to do, let me show you what I think we should just do here. I think everything is working now. I can see is that there should be like a kind of padding inside this header because everything is just like moving too close to the border here. So let me just come here. See, I'm setting padding, but the padding I'm setting should be left and right. So I'll go with this. I'll say top and bottom, save us. Left and right, go with 10 pixels. I don't know if that works. Let's see. So this is it now. Okay. So one thing I also want us to do. But before that, let's just like so now when I click this, I want uh the bar, I mean the links to show. When I click again, you should just go back. You see, typically if you want to achieve this, you need like some bit of JavaScript. And as far as I can say, this video says HTML and CSS. So how do we go about that? There's a kind of arc we can go with that. So just watch me doing that. So if I want to do that, I would like to just go with like a kind of uh say I go with a label say 4. I'll explain everything. Let me just get it first. This is it here. So I'll move this in there. Good. I'm moving this in there. Okay, then I'll have like a kind of input. Then the input, let's say input ID hamburger. I will say type should be check box. All right. So I'm having this already. So let's see what we are trying to do. I'm just adding like a kind of a checklist there. So if I click it, you can see. So, but something is happening. Let me just show you. If I click on this hamburger icon, maybe I should just like zoom this a bit, like to 100%. If I click on this hamburger icon, you see that the checkbox will be checked. So why are we having that? You must have gone through this in form in the content HTML CSS content. I don't know what module is it offhand. So what is happening is that we are doing that with these four attributes and this ID attribute. These four attributes and ID attribute is just a way of connecting a label to the input. Okay, so and mind you, look at the value are just the same thing, meaning that this is the ID. I'm connecting this label to this. So if I'm clicking this, I'm actually pointing to input. So you can see you can actually do that here. So that is that about that. So what I want to do now is that the logic is that anytime I check this, anytime this input checkbox is checked, we want to show this. Anytime it is unchecked, we want to hide this. So how do we go about that? Okay. So what we want to target is that we have an ID here, right? And we have like this thing here. So what we just do is that I will target uh, the checkbox, this checkbox, I will target when it's used. There is what we call a zero class. Let me just come down here so that I will not just plug you here. All right. Mind you, this is hidden. So I will just say hamburger uncheck. This is zero class. Because this we can have on hover, you can have on, you can have many. Okay. So and I'm saying that an adjacent element just after hamburger element, I want to target it, which is like the main list. Okay. What I want to do is that I want to display let's say display block. Okay, let's see. I hope that works. Good. If I click it again, it goes back. I click it now, it goes. Click it again, it goes back. But that's aside. So should we don't need to be showing this. This we need to hide this so that everything is just following with this. So far when we click this, the checking is actually working. So I will come back here and say this element is hamburger. Element is display should be none. Good and fine. Let's see. Is there? It's working, but something is wrong with our code, guys. Look at it. I have main list. I have hamburger. They all have the same set of the same properties. Display none, display none. So it means that I'm repeating some lines of CSS code. So how do I go about that? I can just like remove this. Let me just comment it out for now. No undo. Okay. I can just come here and say just like I did here. I did in body. I can just do something like that. I'll come here and say hamburger. No. An ID hamburger. So that's it. It still works, as you can see. So I've been able to like this is like you are trying to maintain your CSS code as you are moving forward. So that's that about that there. So another thing we should just focus on right now is that now we should have we should this doesn't look like where we are going. We should have like this list like dropping down here. We shouldn't have this hamburger icon displays from its position. So how do we go about that? I can just target this main list here and set the position to absolute. Position absolute. Maybe I should just set right, like maybe 10 pixels. Okay. Now watch it now. I have this. You see? So everything is there. So absolute positioning is just like a way of saying that I don't want you to obey the order from your immediate parent. What do I mean? The immediate parent of UL here is nav. So when you set the position of this to absolute, what you are saying is that I want you to stay out of this and just be following probably the body or the HTML. So now I'm positioning this in relative to the main wrapper, which is the body. I hope you are getting it now. That is the essence of absolute. But if you set relative, you can just say relative to its immediate parent. So relative means that you are setting the position based on whatever the position of this nav. So that is that about that. So another thing we should now we need to just like do some styling. We don't really like what we are having here, right? So the first thing we need to do here is that we need to have, or first of all, let me just like add this. I'll add this. I'll copy this. Come down to main list. I'm having main list again. Main list. Yeah. This is it here now. I need to check if it is actually recording. Yeah. My God. So I have it here. I need to confirm if it's still working as expected. I think it's working. I'm clicking this. You can see everything is working. Now, I need to now focus on what is happening here. I think the first of all, something to deal with is like all these dots of it, and I need to do away with them. I don't need them because we don't have it here at all. So we don't need it. So how do we just remove all these like style you have here? I think this is all about I think list style. Yeah, I think a list style. So no, none. So do we have it there? Let's check. We don't have it again. So that is not all. I want to also set, because believe me or not, the color is still blue. That's the first thing. And each individual of this link is underlined with like a red underline. So I want to do with that. And what exactly is bringing this line here is not the list, it's just this anchor. Virtually all anchor tag has that underline. So I want to target it. What I will just say is that I will say I will say li. All anchor tag inside li. I want you to say text decoration. I want to say none. So I don't want to have all those things there. So I don't have it there again. Then another thing I might need to do here. Let's see if we have the color. If the color will change. I think we have the color somewhere else. Where is the color? This is the color here. So I'll take it here. I will bring it in. Where is the color? I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, we have it. So that is just that there. But something is wrong here. Let me see. Just like I said, I think it's time for me to introduce CSS variable here. This value I'm having here, I'm also having exact same value here. There is a problem. What is the problem? Let's say, for instance, the designer that designed this says that let's say I have like this value repeated in 10 times. All of a sudden, the designer says, I don't want to go with this color again. The team doesn't want to go with this color. We want to go with white. So it means that I have to go to like 10 places and change this. So there's a better way we can go with it which is using CSS variable. CSS variable, you have to state it inside the root selector, CSS selector here. Let me just bring it down here. So you start with this. Then you can start with something like uh, dash dash, and you state like, let me say, uh, primary color. Okay, I'll just state no, Ctrl V. So I have it there. The next thing I have to just do is that instead of me having this here, I would just like to now use a var attribute, a var function rather. I'll say var, I'm specifying this, I'll say dash dash this. So I can do the same thing here as well. I can say var. It's a function in CSS, say dash dash primary. So things will still remain as it should. The only thing is that if I want to change this thing back to white, all I need to do is just to come down here and say FFF. Is that correct? F. So see it's just as easy as that. So if I like I have that color repeated in 20, 100 times, 1000 times, all I need to do is just to come here and just change it there. So I'm going to bring it back to how it was. So that is it about that. Then there's another issue here in this layout here. If you look at it, you see that this thing is not actually visible under here. The color contrast is not matching. So what I will just do is that I don't want to change the color of this. What I will just do here is that I will set the background color of this to say white. So what am I targeting? Let me see. Let's come here. I'll target this and I'll come down here and say background color. I'll say FFF. F. No. I'll say this FFF. F. Okay. And I can come here and say border radius. No, border radius. Let's say 5 pixels. Good. I think I can have bulk shadow, which is 1 pixels, 1 pixels, 1 pixels. What am I doing? Capital letter. 1 pixels, 1 pixels, 1 pixels in 4 places. I would say maybe I should just go with this color. So that's that. I'll just copy this straight away. This is another way that you can actually find styling your CSS easy. I will come down to, I think we are on main list, so I'll come down to main list and add this code here. So everything will still remain the same thing as you can see here. Okay. Another thing we need to style is this li, because look at it, everything is just like not really looking fine. So I'll just come down to li and say all li. I want to style you. I'll first of all set like a kind of width, set it to like maybe 100 pixels. Let's see, 100 pixels, good. And then I will set a kind of padding to 5 pixels. So when I set it to 5 pixels, I can set, let's do this. I'll come down here, li please. I want to style you, I'll say li. I'll say width is 100 pixels. I will say padding is 5 pixels, both top and bottom. I will say cursor should be pointer. Okay. Another thing I would like to just say here is that maybe I should just like do like li use equals over. I really don't know what color to use for overstate. So let's say color. Let me just say black for now and see. We'll reload this. Click this. Okay, we might not be able to see it here, so let me just come down here. That is not actually working. So let's say something like this. Anyway, okay. This is not what I want because there is an issue here. Let me just point out the issue here. If I place my cursor here, you see I have like a pointer saying that I'm pointing there. But immediately my pointer is here, the color is not changing. This is bad design. So how do I correct it? Let me just go with this. I wouldn't like to set the color here. Let me set this color here. I'll set the color here. So let's see if it works that way. Hmm. Ctrl Z. Okay. All right. Okay, I have this. Good. I think this is what I should do. Yeah, I want to change the color of that. Let's see. You see it now. So this is just it. So I would like to just stop here as far as designing this is concerned. So we have this and everything is working fine. Okay. So let me see. I think this logo is not exactly looking at what we have here. So I mean now let's just see. I can come here and pick all the CSS styles anyway. I can come here and pick all the CSS style here. This is the font style, this is the weight, this is the font size, this is line height, this is line whatever. So let me just lift all this and show you. And I'll come here. Now let me come down here and select this and just paste the code here and see. Oh, this is big. So do you want to leave it? I think it's okay. I think it's okay. So let's leave it. I think I like it. So I'll do that to logo wrapper. Okay, I'll do that to logo wrapper. I'll come down here. Where is logo wrapper? We don't have logo wrapper here. I'll come down here and say logo wrapper. I'm styling it this way. Logo wrapper. I'm doing this to you. So good. Let's see. Yeah, I have everything correct. So that is that about that. Now, what next is something I want to show you. For US UX, we need to improve the UI UX of this page right now. So what do we do? If you scroll down to the bottom, the user will lose, we don't have access to the link again, the links. So if user want to go to another page now, we need to, user must scroll all the way to the top again before you can move from one page to another page. So I think that's not what we want to get. So to do that, we might want to actually make this header section sticky so that when you scroll down to the bottom, you still have the header somewhere here, while you have the main content just sliding just below beneath the header. To do that, I can just come here and set the position of this to fix position fix. Good. We have the position set to fix. So look at it now. So this is not enough because some of part of this image is actually under this. So what do we do? I can just come down here and set a kind of a padding top to like say 100 pixels. So this is it here now. So we have everything working. So I will go back and try that. I'll go to the header. Where is the header? Main header. I'll set position to fixed. Good. And I'll come down to the main content. Main content. I'll set padding top to 100 pixels. So we are having a great thing here. All right. Another thing that I think the design might not have anyway is that we are in the exhibit section, so the content should at least tell us that we are in exhibit. So I would like to just add that to my own. I'll come down here. This is the content in this article. I'll come here and say H1, maybe exhibition. Okay, exhibitions. So let's see. Does it work? Yeah, it works. Yeah, I think it works. So before we move away from here, because you can see we are having a very responsive design already. But I think we should have some padding. inside this. So I'll go here and say we should have padding. Let me say padding left 10 pixels. Okay, I will say padding right again. Padding right 10 pixels. It works, right? It works. But something is wrong in this code. I'm having padding. We can replace this three code with this. I'm just intentionally showing you this. So if you are going with this and you want to style like the 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 direction differently, so you can. This is top. The first value for padding is top. You can specify the top to be this, right to be 10 pixels, bottom to be 0, and left to be 10 pixels. Let's see. I'll comment out this and see what we get out. So everything still works. The same thing. We don't have any horizontal bar. So as you can see, we are there already. So I think as far as mobile first is concerned, let me come back to my code and like say mobile first. I'll come down here. Mobile. This is actually really nice. I'm having it. So now let's talk about bigger screen. If I want to start my bigger screen, I always like try to move things here. Let me just like scroll this thing down here. I'll switch from one, I think iPad here. Yeah, this is, I think we don't need to have um the hamburger here. As you can see, even inside here, you see that the page is the image is not actually fitting occupying all the space. So we can just manage things here. So what my target will be like, I'll just say all the small size, the bigger one is, I think it's having this. This is responsive. Let's see, 320 weights. I just want to like get the resolution to target. Okay, so this is 375. This is 414. Still mobile, still like this. 390. This is 390 something as well. We have 360. We have 412. What else? So I would say we should just target minimum of 400 or let's maybe say 500 pixels. So I'll come down here and use my media query. Maybe I should just like remove this. I don't need this now. All right. I will come here and go with my media query and say add. Let me just say have some media queries. I'm having it there. To start with media query is very simple. Just say add media. You can go with this. Okay, what this thing is just saying that I will get what this screen, but I don't want to go with this screen. I want to specify the resolution. I can just start with the kind of a parenthesis here. Say mean width. Oh, no. What are you doing? Mean width, say 500 pixels. So what I normally do is this. We need to test if this syntax is actually all right. So what I normally do is that I can just set some background to the body, background color red. So what I'm saying here is that the background color should change to red on any screen that starts from 500 and above. So let's see. So we're having it already. This is size of 912, and let's just go back to responsive. You can see this is below 500. This is also it. This is also it. You're having it there. So you don't need to say you want to cram all the resolution possible. The design can change. You can see this is like 820. It's above 500. So that is that about that. So as far as I'm concerned, I'll just take it back to this. So this is not what I want. I will remove this code. So now start it in line with what the markup or the prototype says. So what does it say? It says that we should have our image Or let's say we should have things center here. Okay, and we should have everything like in two column here. No, I've been using flex before. I think it's right time for me to just try grid. So that you guys will learn one or two things as far as grid is concerned. Grid is actually two-dimensional layout, more like a kind of table. We have to go from vertical row, something like that. So by default, if you just set the display of a wrapper or a container to grid, you're already there. Just more or less like when you did for Flexboard. If you set the display to flex, you're already there. Then you continue styling other properties of Flexboard. So let's try it. I think I should just like use it here. So how do I go about this? I can just come down here and say main content. When you are on a bigger screen, you want it to set display to grid. And not just that, want it to set template the grid template column just to two. But there is this function in grid that says like you can just have two. Let's see, we have something like that. So it has two values. I guess is it. So I have to specify this. I can't remember what this is about, but let's just try it. Sometimes if you forget something like this, I think there is a way you can go about this. Just like go on MDN, let's say repeat grid function. Use it here. There are two values as anyway, but you can see. I think this is just it now. We have it. You can see two column. This is it. One column. So I think am I on the way? You specify the number of it first, followed by the size. So I'm going with this. I'll say I have two. I'm going with one fraction. Okay, let's see. You can inspect this and see what is going on. Yeah, we actually have everything we need. Yeah, we have it. I think we have two grid already. How do I know? If you look at it, this is one grid. You can see this something like a grid here. This is two columns there. So that's the first thing you need to do there. The next thing we want to do, let's see, you want to have a kind of ID to all these items. I will say ID, item 1. I'll copy it because I just want to lay them out as fast as possible and just go with that. Item 2, this will be item 2. This will be item 3. Okay, this will be item 4. And this will be item 5. Last but not the least, I have item 6. So now, I think what I should just do is this. I should have each of the item and specify what side of the grid do I want to put all of them. So item 1, we'll say grid column. I want it to occupy grid column 1, row 1. let's say no grid row. Want it to occupy grid column one. Let's see. I don't use number. Okay, then this is it. I'm just trying to just recreate it. Okay, this is two. Two should take one, and you should take second row. This is three. One against three. This is should be two against one, and this is should be two against two. We explain it further. Two against two, then we have two against three. And here this is wait. This is four. This is five, and this is six. Six, right? Let's see. We might not actually getting it that way. Let's see what happened. Oh, this is not it. Okay. What do we do? So we might need to actually read the documentation. What happened with grid column? So let's might happen to you anyway. So you can just come down here and say grid column and go with this CSS layout. So we have enough. CSS layout. Yeah. Scrolling to the grid. Yeah, this is grid. What happened? I'll close this please. I'll close this. This is grid. Display grid. Yeah. Grid auto. Yeah. Grid column. Yeah, this is grid column. This is grid row. They're actually there. Oh, I think I missed this. I missed this. So this will be one of two, and this is one of three, and this is one of two because two I want to have. Let's come back here to better make things easy. This is like two rows. I mean two column, three rows. One, two, three. So that's where I'm going. So the column is two. So this is one of two. This is two of three, and this is one of two, and this is three of three. Okay, then this is two of two, this is one of three, this is two of three, two of two, yeah, and this is one of no, this will be two of three, and this will be two of two, three of three, no, two of two. Hopefully this works. Three of three. Okay, what happened? What exactly is happening here? Item one, two, three, four, five, six. We have item one, two, three, four, five, six. What is happening here? Oh, item one, two, three, one, two, three, one, two, three. Anyway, maybe I should just like state this explicitly. Three, we have three of one. I don't know. What exactly is going on there? Oh, okay. If I inspect this, this is where is a grid. You can see this is flex, this is grid. So we actually have it. Oh no, this is not what we should be having. What am I having? Column should be one of two, one of two, one of two, two of two, two of two. Or am I missing anything here? Okay. It looks like I made a mistake here. Let's correct it. One, two, this is three, this is one, this is two. According to that documentation, grid row has a value as it doesn't have like any forward slash or something like that. Let's see. Oh, this is the issue. I have this main content as grid, right? Whereas this is the real uh container that should be targeting. So I will try to just fix that. I was like, why am I having all these? So first of all, I'll move this outside here. No, this is not what's not good. Then I can have this, or let me just change this to article. I only have one article there, so let me just go with that and see how far we can go. If this works, I think that's we are almost sure. You can see, but instead of just I think it's actually working. The only thing I want to put here is that let me just put gap like kind of 10 pixels, but it's still not perfect yet. Why? Because as you can see, the gap is there now. You can see the gap there. It's still not perfect here in what sense that this grid should not have three columns. It shouldn't have three columns. It should have two columns. This is what I state here. I have two columns. So why are you having three columns? Why are you having three columns? Let's come back here. As you can see, it's having three columns. Whereas we should be having just one column. I mean two columns. So why exactly is wrong with this? Column, I have one of two. Let's see this. What do you think? Think there is an issue with explicit, maybe still works, but we still have three. I only have two. Oh, anyway, repeat. Obviously, if you look at what is happening here, this is an issue that one of you, or in fact, most of you will fall into. Things might not working for you. So now this is an opportunity for you to show you how do you go about making things work if you run into some issues. So look at it. I'm expecting this article, and this is the code here. You can see the media code here. Displays this. But somehow, grid template columns repeat is 2 by 1 fraction, right? But it's tracking, it has a kind of strike through on it. Why? Because I don't know. I don't know. Something is actually uh crossing out this. It's actually crossing it out somehow inside there. So to correct that, I think the best thing is just to give like a kind of ID to this. I'll say uh, ID item wrapper. So instead of article that I have here, let's see, I hope we have item wrapper here. Looks like, is it items wrapper? No, items. Okay. Wow. Still crossing out. What is actually crossing this out? Oh, oh, look at it. This is grid template columns, grid template columns. We should have grid template columns and grid template rows. So that is the issue. The issue should be rows. And I believe everything should work. Aha. So this is it right now. As you can see it here. This is it right now. As you can see. So if you compare it with what we have here, let me just like, there might be some adjustment we need to do anyway, but at least see it here. The only adjustment we need to do is that there are some space here, there's some space here, so which we don't have here. So how do we go about that? The space you're having there is because this thing is not actually occupying the space here. Okay, let me see. So let's just try and just adjust that. To adjust that, I will expect this. Good. Then this is the content here, right? I will set this to display flex. Okay, I will set flex direction to column. I'll set width to 100%, 100%. And not just that, I will set align item to center. Okay, so I'll now come down to this and set this to be with probably 80%. Okay, so I think we have something that look alike. So that is it there. Another thing we might want to do is like we might want to set, okay, let just implement that first. I think that's I'll come back here. This, okay, come here. See, main content. I want you to set your display to flex. I will set the flex direction to column. Set the width to 100%. Okay. After setting the width to 100%, want to set align items to center. Okay. Then we want to set this width to say 70% or 80%. Just want to go with anyone there. We need to close this. All right. Then the rows should not just be any fraction. Can we just set it to like 200 pixels and see what happens? Now we have everything perfect. Oh, this is not. This actually looks not very nice. Let's try to adjust this to like 300, maybe 500, maybe. Looks like 400, 450. Okay, 450. 400. So we have very, this is actually close to what we are looking for, except that this is not actually left aligned. This is like, how do I put it now? This is, the text is center aligned. So we can actually go to each of these and do, no, those one have text. So we have text align, center. You can copy it and take it to 4, and the last one. Good. I'm fine. Mhm. So this is looking more like what we want, right? But look at it, we still have some work to do here. Okay, so this will be the final thing that we're working on. First, if you look at this, we have all these eclipse showing as in clearly, it's not hidden. So let's try and just see how far we can just do something about that. Maybe we can just like target the heights, or probably the background image you see there. The background image is, I want to search something like maybe background image. I've set it to cover. Okay, background size is cover. Good. As you can see, contain, give us what we need. What if we say cover? Anyone? Let me just like break it down. Oh, if not it, I'd like to just take this to the side. 100% please. Mhm. Okay, so we have this, and that's not all. Anyway, can we just like do that first? I'm going with header. Say background size. I'll go back here. Header, header at the top. Set background size. Can set background size to cover. Cover. Okay, so we have said that. That is good. So now the next thing we need to do here is that we need to have a way of moving these links down here. So that shouldn't be hard. First of all, remove this and I'll delete this out. So let's come back here. We're focusing on this now. We'll do away with this hamburger icon here and just start some styling here. First, let's just like check what it looks like on the mobile now. I think it's looking good still yet. So let's come back to like mini or anything anymore. So what do we do here? I'll go to the media query section. I'll set the main header. Okay, I don't need to set that. Just say I can set an ID here or a class, anyone I like. I'll say uh, hamburger icon. So what I'll just do here is I'll say hamburger icon. We want to set display to none. That's not all. We want to like bring this back. We say main list. We have main list here. We don't have main list specifier here. Say main list display should be flex. Let's see. Yeah, we have it. Well, in that case, I'll come down here. Hmm. Okay. I think we need to do some stuff here because okay, let me just target this main list. Main list. Okay, we want to set the background to transparent. Now still design it, please. The box shadow to none. Okay, so that's what we want to do there. But look at it, the image is not actually where we want it to be. So I'll do some stuff. Okay, so to make the image align very well, I'm going to do some the adjustment here. First, this image is actually 100% right, good. And I have two children here. I have this logo wrapper, I have this. So what I will just do that here, I will set this to width, say 20 pixels. I'll set this to like width 80%. Okay. And if I set that, I'm just trying things out, please. This main, I can set, it's already flex, right? I don't think it's flex, I will say display to flex. Good. I will say justify content to center. This is what I will do. I'll now come down here. I'll say you, which should be 100% good. And justify content should be center. Okay, I'll say align item should be baseline or flex end. Let me say height should be 100% anyway. Height should be 100%. Oh, so let me remove this. All right, it looks like we are heading somewhere. I think I need to pick exactly the size of this height. This is like 218 pixels. So I'll come back here and set the height of this to be 218 pixels. So this is obviously too big. I can come here and say 150 pixels. Okay. So first, let me just do that. I'll say the header, the main header should be of height height what 150 pixels. Okay, then the logo wrapper should be with 20 pixels, and also the main nav 80%. Good. The main nav should be 80%. The main list should be 100%. That will say justify content center. Say align item flex end. Let's see what we are having already. Okay, it seems we are heading somewhere. But the main issue right now is that this should be coming down here. Can talk about this later. But before that, let's just talk about it. These there is a code we did where we kind of overstate. So I'll copy it from here. I don't want to pick it from here. I'll say we should just have it to be white now. So that things we bit look. All right. So now to make this, what we just need now is just to make sure that this comes down. So if I'm able to do that, I will just like draw the cutting here now. So this is it. Good. This is it. Logo is this. What if I say height is 100%? What happen? Good. And I'll say justify or align item to be flex end, or justify content should be flex end. Doesn't have impact here. Anyway, good. But this is 100% already good. Then when we come down here, we set the height 100%. So I think this is like looking a bit close to what we have here. So let's see what else can do there. All right. So the adjustment is just on this 100% height. I'll set this also to 100% height. Main nav 100%. Main nav. I see. This looks good now. No, it's just that if we can just move this a bit. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, border, pixels, solid, red. Okay. Just want to get something out of this. Looks like this is actually outside of this. Whereas it should be inside it. Um, border of pixels, solid, white. It's not. Oh, the sieve is actually. Oh, no problem. If you remove the position as obsolete, things work. Yeah. So the main list, we are going to remove the position obsolete. Position now should be position now should be relative. Relative. All right. So yeah. Good. So this is it right now. As you can see, the only thing left now is that the main now we need to adjust the height, the margin top, the main content. Where are you? The main content, no main content. Main content. We have main content specified here. Main content obviously padding top is say 170 pixels. I don't know, but that would be enough. Yeah, that is enough. So that's it. It's highly responsive. You can switch from one page to another page. The links is available across the website, as you can see everything. So I think that's it. I know you guys might not grab all the concepts at a go, but believe me or not, if you watch and watch over, you get everything. But mind you, you still have the chance to like send some question to me directly, or you can just send like post some question in the class channel. So I wish you guys best of luck. Thank you. Bye for now.